Hey people, Kuro has dropped some big news for us. During the live stream, they told us that they are giving us another 10 standard banner pulls and an additional 10 limited banner pulls. This means in total, at launch, we could receive 36 standard banner pulls and, if you follow the steps in this video, 20 limited banner pulls. Rerolling, this is amazing. We have a chance to start off our account with possibly 4 or 5 stars if you're looking to reroll for the long haul and you don't mind the amount of time that it's going to take, because rerolling in this game is quite tedious. Now in this video, I'm going to show you all the steps you need to take to have the best possible reroll for you on day one. I will be giving you the best route possible for you to take, and I will be telling you which banners you should be pulling on to maximize your reroll potential and possibly start off with 4 or 5 stars on your account. For starters, we will be getting 20 Lustrous Tide and 200 Astrite from the pre-registration rewards. Then we will be receiving another 10 Lustrous Tide and 10 Radiant Tide in-game as a reward from the devs. This is what they told us in the live stream. It's their way of showing appreciation for the amount of people that have pre-registered or for the amount of traction that their game has been getting. Then we will receive another 1 Lustrous Tide on day 1 from the launch event, Gifts of Thawing Frost. And then when we hit Union level 5, we will get another 5 Lustrous Tide and 200 Astrite. This in total will come out to 36 Lustrous Tide, 10 Radiant Tide, and 400 Astrite. You can receive another 5 summons from the shop after summoning on either of the standard banners. You'll receive a currency for your pulls, and you can go to the shop and trade them in for more pulls, either from the Lustrous Tide or the Radiant Tide. It will be of your choice. Here is the fastest route come the game's launch, from taking you from the beginning of the game to the city of Jinzhou where you unlock summons. You start over here, it takes you down this path all the way to the mini little beginner fight with Crownless, and then it directs you to go straight to Jinzhou. The fastest method to getting straight there is to follow exactly what the game says, not take any detours except for grabbing 4 Sonnet's caskets. If this map is accurate, you can grab 4 of them along the way, right here, 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 and then there's 2 on the bridge from where you connect into the city, 1 right here in the water or 1 on top of this building. This is the fastest method for re-rolling. It will take around an hour if we can skip the story. If we can't skip the story, it'll take around an hour and 30 minutes. And this method should get you around 36 Lustrous Tide and 15 Radiant Tide. You need the Sonnet's caskets so you can trade them in the city at the Relic Merchant. It will give you 100 Astrite and some Union XP that I hope you get to level 5 quicker. The second thing you can do is basically the same as the first. You follow this path and collect the 4 Sonnet's caskets, but along the way, you collect exploration goals like chests, Sonnet's beacons, or any of the little mini fights like tidal waves or those little drift blooms to get more Astrite. Because if you collect 300 more Astrite, then you can guarantee yourself 20 Radiant Tide pulls or 20 limited banner pulls. Following this second method will add another 30 to 50 minutes onto your reroll time, but this time will decrease by a lot once the game launches after about a day, because by that time a proper route for what chests to collect and what beacons to go to in the right order and the fastest way between the start of the game and the city will have come out by then. That's what I will be doing all day one. I will be optimizing this route for the quickest time, so expect this time to decrease. Hopefully I can get it down to maybe an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes, because I do not want to reroll for 2 hours every time. As a quick little recap, the first method, following this path straight and just collecting 4 Sonnet's caskets till you get to the city, trading them in, and then hitting the summoning section, it will land you 36 Lustrous Tide and around 17 Radiant Tides. The second method, again following this route, getting 4 Sonnet's caskets, but doing exploration things like chests, collecting beacons, and all of those, till you get another 300 Astrite, will give you 36 Lustrous Tide and 20 Radiant Tide. First method takes around an hour, second method will take around an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours until the route gets better optimized and it gets a little bit shorter. Now, there are a couple things you can actually do that will change what you want to reroll for. No matter which method you pick, you will have around 36 Lustrous Tides you will have actually 10 Radiant Tides and somewhere between 4 and 800 Astrite. The way you get further Radiant Tides is by using your Lustrous Tides on the standard banners. Because after you pull, you get a secondary currency that you can then take to the shop and trade in. This secondary currency is called Coral. You have Afterglow Coral, which drops from 4 stars and 5 stars, and you have Oscillating Coral, which drops from all the 3-star weapons. After using the full 36 Lustrous Tides on either of the standard banners, you will have enough of the Coral to trade in at least 5 summons. Now you can either take those 5 and get more Lustrous Tide, or you can finish it off and get more Radiant Tide. If you pick the first method, I would grab more Lustrous Tide, and if you pick the second method, I would grab more Radiant Tide. On launch, there will be 3 banners to choose from. The limited banner for Jiyan, which you will spend your Radiant Tide on. The novice banner, where pity is set to 50 and a 10 pull only costs 8 Lustrous Tide. And the standard banner, where we will be getting a character selector to choose from after we hit 80 pulls. No matter which method you took, the faster route or the slower route, you will have 36 Lustrous Tide. My recommendation for anybody that wants to get the reroll done as quickly as possible and give themselves the best chance of getting the account that they want is to take that 36 Tide and put it into the novice banner. You might get something then, you might not, but then you take the remaining Coral that you got from pulling on that banner, you go to the shop, you trade it in for 5 more Lustrous Tide, and then you can fully complete the novice banner and guarantee yourself a 5-star. This will be the fastest method, and you will just keep rolling an account until you get the character you want from the standard selection of characters that will be given out at launch. The second thing you can do, and the hardest thing you can do, is spend those 36 Lustrous Tides on the standard banner. This will be the banner that counts toward the selector toward the 80 pity. You go for a 5-star there, you take the Coral that you get from spending on this banner, and you get 5 more Radiant Tide to pull on Jiyan's limited banner. At that point, you should have around 15 Radiant Tide and 800 Astrite to guarantee yourself 20 pulls on his banner. You roll for him, and you keep re-rolling until you get 2. A copy of Jiyan and a copy of a character from the 5-star selection. This method will leave you with your novice banner fully intact to roll for another 5-star, and it will start you towards the pity that you will receive to get to 80 so you can quickly get your character selector. This way, you'll be able to start off your account with a guarantee of having 4 5-stars. This is also the method I will be going with, but it will be the most difficult method. As I said, I will be going with the second method and re-rolling until I get the limited character Jiyan from his banner and a 5-star from the standard banner. That way I can save my 4-star from the beginner banner and use my selector to pull a 5-star later on that I don't have. This way I can start the game off with 4 5-star units. This is going to be a very long, tedious, and difficult method because it's going to take a while to get the right account. But re-rolling has never been easy. I'll be streaming my re-rolls on the 22nd and further optimizing the route for anybody that wants to go with the second method with me. If you want to see me suffer while I try to do this, come join the stream. Alright, see you people in the next video.